Take that, varmints! Not too late, partner!
In Pine Ridge Mobile Estates, where the afternoon sun cast long shadows across gravel lots and chain-link fences, Saturday felt like a small exhale. Inside Lot 17, the single-wide with the peeling teal trim, the Miller family was settled in for the weekend. The new gaming console, bought in those giddy first days after the Scratcher win, hummed softly on the entertainment stand. Derek sat relaxed on the couch, controller in hand, eyes locked on the screen. 9-month-old Matthew sat near him in his bouncer, tiny fists waving at the flashing colors and explosions.
Come on. Just get past this wave. Matthew, buddy, we got it this time.
The screen flared red, enemy fire coming from all sides. Derek's character crumpled. Game over.
Matthew. Now we're gonna have to start all over again. Figures.
Kayla stepped in from the tiny kitchen, drying her hands on a dish towel. She looked tired but determined. Dark hair in a loose ponytail, hazel eyes carrying the weight of too many late-night worries. She sat next to Derek, close enough that their hips touched.
Hey, babe. Can you pause it for a sec?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Kayla took a slow breath. The words had been circling in her head for weeks.
Derek, we need to start over too. Not just the game. Us. Our money. Our life. I've been carrying this knot in my stomach since that tax letter came. We keep saying we'll figure it out, but we haven't. Not really.
I know. I hate talking about it. Makes me feel like I'm failing you both.
You're not failing. We're just stuck in the same loop we were in before the ticket. New couch, new console, helping everyone who asks. And now we're staring down a tax bill we can't pay without wiping out what's left. We have to face it and find out what we owe Uncle Sam.
Yeah, money's always been the one thing we avoid. Like, if we don't talk about it, it won't bite us.
But it's biting us anyway. And Matthew? He deserves more than us scrambling every month. We both know that.
That Monday, they made the call. The Liberty Hollow Community Center offered free financial coaching sessions. No judgment, no sales pitch. They signed up for the next available slot. The advisor's name was Ms. Elena Torres, late 40s, calm voice, the kind of person who listened more than she spoke. She sat with them at a folding table in a quiet room, legal pad and calculator ready. Kayla spread out their bank statements, pay stubs, lottery paperwork, and the looming tax notice.
Okay, let's start simple. Tell me what comes in every month and what goes out. No shame, no fluff, just the real numbers.
They walked through it. Derek's lumberyard pay, Kayla's part-time cashier checks, daycare costs, rent, utilities, groceries, gas, the new payments on the couch and console, the money already given away, the shrinking balance, the tax estimates staring back at them, roughly $9,200 owed in April.
You're not alone. Most folks never see a windfall like that. And most folks never get a second chance to course correct. Here's the one thing I want you to carry out of this room today. It isn't how much money you make. It's how much money you keep. And what you do with the part you keep.
We've been treating every dollar like it was already spent, before we even had it.
Yeah. We kept saying, we deserve this. But we never asked what Matthew deserves in 5 years. Or 10.
Start here. Track every dollar for 30 days. Income minus fixed expenses. Whatever's left is flex money, but only after expenses are accounted for. And taxes? We'll set up a payment plan with the IRS. They're more flexible than people think if you reach out early.
They left the community center with a folder of worksheets, a payment plan application, and something they hadn't felt in a long time, a small, steady light of control.
Back in the trailer that evening,
Matthew asleep in his crib, Kayla and Derek sat at the kitchen table with the budget sheet between them. No console, no TV, just paper, pen, and 2 cups of coffee.
We'll start tracking tomorrow. Every dollar. And we put $50 a week into a savings account, no matter what.
And maybe I can start taking those weekend handyman jobs again. Bring in a little extra. Nothing crazy, just enough to breathe easier.
We're not starting over from zero. We're starting over with a map this time.
The next morning, the kitchen was quiet, except for the soft bubbling of the coffee maker. Kayla was filling out the first week's tracking sheet when her phone buzzed on the counter. Mom. She hesitated, then answered.
Kayla, honey, morning. Listen, your cousin Tito's truck broke down again. He needs $400 for the tow and parts, or he's gonna lose his job. You know how tight things are for him. I told him you and Derek could help. Just a little to get him through the week.
Kayla closed her eyes for a second.
She felt the old pull, the guilt, the habit of saying yes. But this time the budget sheet was right there in front of her. The numbers didn't lie.
Mom, I love you. And I love Tito. But we can't this time. We're changing how we handle money. We're tracking every dollar now, setting some aside for Matthew and for taxes. We have to be careful or we'll be right back where we were.
But, honey, it's just $400. Family helps family, remember?
I know. And we will help when we can do it without hurting ourselves. But right now, we're learning how to say no so we can say yes to the things that matter long term. Listen, why don't I stop by later with a copy of this budget sheet we're using? I can help you fill it out. Maybe it'll help Tito too. We can all figure this out together. Just not by giving money we don't have.
There was a long pause on the other end.
Okay, bring it over. I'll make coffee.
Kayla hung up.
Derek looked over from the couch where he was folding laundry.
You okay?
Yeah, I think I am. First time saying no, and the world didn't end.
In Pine Ridge Mobile Estates, the trains still rumbled past at night. The reservoir still sparkled on clear mornings. And in Lot 17, 2 young parents took their first real step towards something different. One kind no, one honest budget, one small boundary at a time.
The Millers aren't rich.
Not yet, but they're no longer running blind, and that is the beginning of real change. Lessons scratched into the ledger this week in Liberty Hollow. Windfalls fade, habits compound. It isn't how much comes in, it's how much you keep and what you do with it. Saying no to the people you love can be the kindest thing you do, for them and for yourself. A budget isn't punishment. It's permission to build something lasting for the people who matter most.
If Kayla's first no felt powerful,
If you've ever had to draw a line to protect your own future, leave a like, share your own boundary story in the comments, and subscribe for more real stories from the quiet corners of Liberty Hollow. We're just getting started.
see you next time, friends.
Keep tracking, keep building, and keep taking care of each other.